By popular demand, I'm going to build a God Eternal Oketra deck. I'm not sure I'm going to get to it today because I had the second shot of COVID yesterday and I'm feeling a little under the weather. I may do it tomorrow, but as I pull the cards, I've pulled the cards and I'm going to show them set by set. There are cards from a total of 11 sets, the large set era. I'm missing M19, and I shall correct that when financial resources come my way. So I'm just going to show the cards. This is kind of like a what to build discussion. But as I built the cards, I realized I think I can enter a new era of builds in the large set era where I take my time with a specific build and I actually do multiple types of builds. So in mono white, there are different types of builds. You can do a counters deck. You can do a tokens deck. It's kind of like a white weenies. You can do a control deck, death and taxes. You can do lots of vigilance, lots of battle tricks, angels. It's really a bunch of really fun strategies, you know, and Ajani's Pride Made kind of deck where you gain a bunch of life and put a bunch of counters on cards, and yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to read Oketra and then go set by set and show the cards that I just picked from the boxes. Then at some point I'll do the first build. If I can, I'll do it tomorrow. But I would like to make multiple builds out of this family of cards just to go in different directions. Not pick one and say, oh, I kind of like this type of build. I kind of like them all. I want to see what they all will look like. And I must have like at least 120 cards in here. I haven't counted them. Maybe I'll count for each set as I show them. Alright, so Oketra is a 5/3/6, has double strike, and whenever you cast a creature spell, you create a 4/4 black zombie warrior creature token. The identity is still white, even though you're putting down a black permanent, so you cannot have any black permanents in your deck. Then when it dies, or is put into exile from the battlefield, you put it back in your library third from top. So it just keeps coming back. It's a beautiful card. It's an awesome card. Of course, it is from one of my favorite all-time sets. And thank God I have cracked a bunch of war. And I think I'm going to crack more. So, okay. So what did I pick from Dominaria? And let me do a count. 5, 10, 13. I picked 13 cards from Dominaria. All right, so, and why did I pick them? I'll just go very briefly because I think this is probably going to be more than one video just going through the cards. And I've just had a lot of fun picking these, and I'm just having a lot of fun, and I hope you are too. So when you tap this girl, you sack it, and then you return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Now this is really good for your tuckers, your banishing lights, because and all those types of effects. Because you're constantly tucking your opponent's permanents, and every now and then they'll have to whack one of those enchantments. It's really an enchantment-themed deck. Okay? Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. That's good. That's good. I mean, in a commander deck, you're not going to be able to exile, meaning put it back to the commands of the commander. But if they've got a lot of non-legendaries, this could be, and by they meaning like a whole table, this could be really bad for them. One of your tuckers, of course, with flash, which I really love because you can do it as a battle trick for 2. Okay, yeah, and it's got to be target tapped creature, so they're about to attack with something big. Boom, you drop this. Beautiful. Create tokens. So this is for your token strategy. Then for your battle tricks, Army of Weenies strategy. Put a bunch of +1/+1, and it goes away. It's not counters, so this is not part of your counters. Lifelink Ajani's deck, Ajani's Pride Made deck. Hit something big. The classic needs no introduction. Okay, and of course you're gonna want to have flyers, and you're gonna have, especially when you do your white weenies, you're gonna want things that give your white weenies flying, because a lot of times they're just not gonna have flying. Yeah. Then Kicker is always very good, and with Kicker it creates tokens, so this is part of your token strategy. because you're a mono white, I think you're going to want things that help you go up in your mana. So your mana rocks and things that get you a land, I think are going to be very helpful in this deck, because you're going to be on 5 when you combo off. You combo off when you can drop this thing at 5. So you got to get to 5 ASAP. And before that, you're kind of fighting what I would consider a defensive battle. Now, you may also have a build of builds, and I may do that. I may do like the build for Ajani's Primate, the build for Angels, the build for all these things, and do each theme as a separate build, and then finally put it all together and do like, okay, of all these builds, this is the one that combines all the different aspects that I think are useful. Don't know, maybe that's where I'll go. But I think it'll be fun to like really explore deeply a specific good commander, and I think the suggestion, I love it that somebody suggested this. I think this is great. This is a really great card. I'm very happy to be doing it. Okay, so yeah, I think this one could be like the card that is in every single build. Then for 6, perfectly fine in commander. Whack it, sack it, and hit something for -5, -5. It can just be sitting there. You can use it as part of your death and taxes. It's kind of like an intimidation strategy. I think I like it. Of course, I mean, it deserves no introduction. I think it's one of the best rares in all of Dominaria. I would want this in every single deck. Yeah. Create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except it's not legendary. Equip 5. Boom, boom, boom. Just keep popping them out. And if they're like a flyer, like a 4/4 flyer, you're creating a new 4/4 flyer every turn. That's really wonderful. For the Death and Taxes angle, I think this will be good. Classic, limited edition alpha. Okay, so that's Dominaria. And I'm almost halfway through this video, and I've only discussed the intro and the first set. So I think this is going to be more than one video. Okay, so there's going to be pacifism effects. And because you're in Commander, you can only have one pacifism. So you're going to have all the pacifism variants. And this is just one of them. Then for your weenies, for your white weenie strategy, a big flyer, it's only a 6/5/5, but boy, when it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each white creature you control, and everything here is a white creature. This is actually a pretty good card, and probably one that would go on most builds. For the life gain theme, and I don't know if it would be strong enough that it would make the very final deck. This is a beautiful, fantastic card. Number one, you can continue popping tokens out of it with lifelink. Very important. I love this card. I played the daylights out of it in Arena. But yeah, pay 2, draw a card. It's a winner, friends. Then another pacifism variant. Yeah, cannot block. It can attack. It can still attack, but it cannot block. A tucker, so you can tuck something. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls. Non-land permanent, very important. Not creature, non-land permanent. Very good. And it's got convoke, so if you're going with weenies, you can kind of do a hybrid weenies death and taxes strategy. Yeah, a defensive card that can be, yeah, it's always going to be good. And of course, I mean, look at the guy, Seb, man. Seb McKinnon, dude. I love this guy's artwork. It is so beautiful. And when they finally shave Therese Nielsen's head and she comes back to Magic, then we'll have a second fantastic artist. All right, exile target artifact, target enchantment, one or both. Yeah, I think it's good. Fantastic card, flying and lifelink. I played the daylights out of this dude. This is Guilds of Ravnica from Innistrad 1. If it gets whacked, I mean, it's a much better card in a white-black deck where you need to sacrifice things for other effects. You whack it, you get a token, and you get something, you get an effect from whacking it. But, if it dies in battle, in this case, in this deck, you get a token. That's fine. Drop tokens. Okay, so that was Guilds of Ravnica, and I picked, so it was 13 for Dominaria, 5, and it was 9 for Guilds of Ravnica. Now, of course, the number is not indicative of the quality of the set because I have different levels of collecting for each set. I don't have a complete set. So let's say that because it's not a fair comparison if I picked more cards from one set than from another. All right, so we're getting down. I think we're going to finish the Ravnicas and M20 and then do a video for the second row. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Death and Taxes card, for sure. Spells your opponent's cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. And it's got afterlife. When it dies, you get a token. This guy is just, you know, it's sweating Death and Taxes. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic card. Enters the battlefield. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller breaks 2 for each of those creatures. Death and Taxes, yes. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn as an instant. Very good battle trick. Really good for your weenies. Somebody is about to do a board wipe on you. Boom, you drop this. But you have to be careful. You'll only be able to play it mid to late game. It's a 3-drop. Yeah, and then if you cast it as a sorcery, you put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures. Man, I love that clause. I want to do that. Yep. Then battle tricks. I didn't put that many. I put a few because I'm not too fond of a bunch of battle tricks in a commander deck. That just happens to be my philosophy. I don't know. That's just the way I view it. Yeah, give them a fat butt and untap them. Very defensive card. Then another pacifism variant. Gives a defender and loses flying, only a 1-drop. That's really good. It doesn't have flash. I wish it did. If it did, it would be beastly. This one has flash, and it's for your creatures, and it's got an addendum. So if you cast it without flash, I believe, right? Oh yeah, if you cast, yeah, during your main phase, gains lifelink also. Yeah, until end of turn. That's okay. It's not bad. I mean, the classic, of course. This card is a total classic. Death and Taxes all the way. When an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If they don't, you get a treasure token. Yeah. I would put it in every single deck. It's really good. This guy's for your life gain. A Johnny Sprite Mate theme if you decide to go that way. I'm going to build one of those with these cards for sure. Hit an artifact or an enchantment. Exile something big. Then a flicker effect. Yeah, a flicker effect for 2. A good way to save something if you're near late game, you've got one of your big flyers. I don't have handy an M21. What's the big angel? Yeah, I'll remember it because I always forget because I'm old. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The big 5/5 angel that's got a bunch of abilities. Yeah, I need that card. I'll get him. I have it for the original printing. Yeah, I think it was an M10. Baneslayer Angel. Baneslayer Angel. Yes, absolutely. The best angel, I believe. One of the, if not the best angel in Magic. Death and Taxes. Spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. And at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 1 life. I think it's very good. It's a 6-drop. I think it would be great in a commander deck. It sounds like the type of card that I would put in every single deck. I'm not sure. Oh, let me do a count. I did a count. Did I do a count for this set? 4, 8, 11. So 11 for Allegiance. Of course, I picked more War because I cracked a boatload of War and because it's a great set. So I don't know which one comes first. 8, 12, 16. Yeah, 16. And I love M20. I cracked a boatload too. And all from Fat Packs because I wanted to crack the error card. And I did. I cracked like 3. 4, 8, 12, 16, 22. Yeah, 22 cards. Yeah. All right. So then, okay, so we're still on Oketra. This is all going to be on Oketra. And I'm not even going to make it to M20. And I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm barely going to make it. Actually, I'm going to start in the next video. This may be 3 videos. This is a lot of cards. But I'm really enjoying the prospect of building a family of builds, not just one build. I'm going to stop right here. And the next video, I'm going to start with War of the Spark. I don't want to half-ass these beautiful cards.